Hi, folks. Zach Centron here. We are pre-recording and distributing to you guys our Fall 2024 Unified Tennis District Rep webinar. Again, we've gotten good feedback on pre-recording these and sending this to you guys as district reps to watch when it benefits you. Additionally, you can watch it now. You can distribute to coaches and ADs now, and then you can do the same thing in August as school rolls around again. So we'll get through this, and as always, if you have questions, please reach out to us. We'll be available over the summer for sure. We will be working on IUS other related projects since school's not in session, but if you need things, just let us know. Just a heads up, Cool Schools Plunge for 2025 is scheduled. We have 2 days of Cool Schools Plunge now because it's gotten so big. That's a huge congratulations to you guys as schools and school leadership. Getting your students involved in fundraising. Again, we always talk about how the more you guys help us fundraise, the more we can do to financially support you guys and grow unified sports. So thank you guys for doing an awesome job. 2 days. First day is Wednesday, the 29th of January. That's going to be non-Anne Arundel County Public Schools. And then because Anne Arundel County Public Schools bring such a huge group of schools, they will go on Thursday, the 30th of January. Here's the rough agenda. It's what you typically see. A lot of this stuff will hop through, but we will cover the main things that you need to know. First of all, if you don't know Katie Turner, she is still our sports chair. That is her contact information. And if you don't know Mark Sunkel, he handles unified skills for us. He coordinates them and really takes the lead on them at the state tournament. Especially for tennis skills, we want to make sure that we have consistency with how we support it and how we do it, because we want your student athletes to have a good experience with that. This is Tyler. If you have not met Tyler yet, Tyler came on board last November after the fall season. He is the manager of high school unified sports. He works with me to really support the districts on a more day-to-day level. He is meeting with our district reps more consistently. If you have equipment issues or support needed there, he helps with prepping district tournaments. So have Tyler's information ready. And then that is me. You guys should all have my contact info. It's throughout this webinar multiple times. So if you need anything, please feel free to reach out to any of us. Forms and registration. Most of this we're going to hop through because none of this has changed for unified sports. The application for participation is the one form that we need every school year from your student athletes, along with the communicable disease waiver. This is just the main form that gives us their information, lets us know if they have a disability or not a disability, and it's the waiver to sign off for a parent. The next form that we need from you guys, outside of the communicable disease waiver, which you guys do for your student athletes as well, is just your roster. You guys have done a great job with this. We want you to continue to do a great job with this. This really helps us set the tone for registering your athletes and making sure they're registered. If we got them on here, if we have our coaches on here, we get them registered in the GMS when it comes to the state tournament. Everybody gets their credentials and stuff that they need. Again, the main thing for student athletes is we need their name, their date of birth, and then we've added a column here that says Unified Partner IEP 504 or athlete. Please circle that. And then the top part is especially important for credentialing for coaches and other folks coming with your team at the state tournament. Please make sure your teams know that they need to list head coach, assistant coach, paraprofessionals that travel with the team. If they have a teacher that acts as a team manager, if there's a student team manager, you can either list them at the top or with the other students, whichever works for you. But please make sure if there's any adults that are Class A cleared through Special Olympics Maryland's procedures that you want credentials first, please have them listed up top here on your roster. The next couple slides is talking about LSS managers and stuff like that. Sorry about that. But LSS managers are the folks that do the digital registration for your students in our games management system. Make sure that you have one. If you do not have one, start looking for one for sure for the start of next school year. And additionally, as district reps, do know that we do pay the LSS managers $500 a season to do the data entry. So if somebody is interested and they need that little extra incentive, it is a stipended position through Special Olympics Maryland. Reminder on what Class A clearance is. Any adults that interact with your student athletes through your unified sports programming need to go through these 3 trainings. Realistically, it's 2 documents and 1 training. You have the volunteer background check slash volunteer application that lets us register them to GMS. Plus, it runs a background check on them if they are 18 or older. The communicable disease waiver, which is our standard form for communicable diseases, so on and so forth. It covers all that kind of stuff. And then the protective behaviors training that goes over, my favorite question in there is, when is it okay to withhold water from athletes? Never. Like, that's the answer. It's those kind of questions. The one thing that does come up around these is, hey, all of our teachers slash coaches have already done this stuff for our school system. We know, we appreciate that. But as a third party group for Special Olympics, we have our own risk management and liability stuff that we have to do so that we can be insured. And these are the baseline stuff. We continue to work to have this stuff minimized as much as possible, knowing that your coaches and teachers go through a lot of this stuff already. But please make sure that they are doing this. Additionally, they only have to do this once every 3 years. So if they did it last year, they're good. If they did it the year before, they're good. If you're unsure, probably just have them do it. Additionally, we will work to pull Excel spreadsheets that let you know which of your coaches have what done, and we can go from there to start the season. This just takes you through the steps on how to do the protective behavior. Very easy. The protective behavior training is probably about 15 minutes at this point. Doing all this paperwork and the training and registering might take a coach 45 minutes. So again, make sure your coaches are doing that. Again, for LSS managers, this is just some stuff that goes over registration. We have different documents that show them how to do registration, step-by-step stuff. Additionally, if you have a new LSS manager or have somebody that wants to be retrained going into the school year, have them email me, please. We're more than happy to sit down and do, 1-2 hours of GMS training and stuff like that. I know it's a lot and we want them to remember it, but sometimes you need a refresher. So again, make sure you have an LSS manager so we can register your student athletes and your coaches and everybody into GMS. All right, admin stuff. This is the season timeline. This is probably the most important slide that you guys want out of here. The first day of practice for MPSSAA is August 14th. We know for the most part, your student athletes for unified sports start practice when school starts again. With that said, we have our first paperwork deadline day as September 20th. That's the application for participation for your students, the CDW, the communicable disease waiver, and then the team roster. That's all we're looking for at the start there. Additionally, we know that the startup of the school year is tough. By the 20th, if you can send us whoever you have on your teams for the team roster declaration, that allows us to get ahead on registration, allows your LSS manager to get ahead on registration. If you have 2 or 3 kids we have to add between September 20th and October 5th or whatever, that's fine. We can do that. It's easier to start getting ahead on that stuff than you holding it until October 5th. Then we feel like we're behind. So please get that stuff in at September 20th. Team assessments, realistically, we ask you to do them closer to the end of September so you have a better handle on what your student's skill level is. Additionally, we're going to allow district tournaments between October 7th and October 29th. You can start turning in postseason competition rosters, your pairs for your competition teams, as early as the 4th. Reminder, if you would like help setting up your pairs and scoring and all that stuff with Katie, you got to have that to her at least a week ahead of your district tournament, if not sooner. So start thinking early October when you need to reach out to Katie if you need help. Additionally, the state tournament is scheduled for November 12th at JTCC, same place we always do it. And there's no rain date because if we need to do something because of wet weather, we go inside and play. It seems like every other year we end up inside because of wet weather, but fingers crossed we will be good this year. If you need any additional information, including the rulebook/coach guide, that'll all be available sometime in July. I'm hoping for July 1st, honestly, on our website. You can use this link to go to the IUS tennis page specifically, or if you go to somd.org, under the coach tab, there will be a school-specific coach resource link. Click on that. Everything will pop up for all the sports. You can click on each sports page, or all the general paperwork is right underneath that as well. So give us some time, hopefully July 1st. If not mid-July, we'll have all the rules for Fallout and any other updates to you, and the website's updated as well. But please bookmark this tennis site so you can access it throughout the season. Additionally, if you're looking for other coaching resources for your coaches, the link here will take you to the SOI page for other coaches' resources. There's a lot of good stuff on there. If you ever have a chance to venture to the coach resource page for tennis on Special Olympics International page, they have a coach's guide that's probably 100-something pages long, and it has videos for how to coach different things, forehand, backhand, whatever you're looking to get help with. Really good resources on here as well. We will be sending you posters over the course of the summer. I know some people like to use the recruitment posters. Some people, it doesn't move the needle for their school district. We're going to send everyone stuff. Likely, we will send it for the sports that you have participated in the past. So as an example, Anne Arundel County is tennis and outdoor bocce. We will send you both tennis and outdoor bocce in the summer so you have it for the school year. Again, we always ask if you have any sort of ideas for additional recruitment techniques or things you would like to see us or help you implement. Let us know. We'll do our best to help you guys out and support whatever initiatives you have. And maybe we will come up with an additional idea along with the posters. That's a good idea. Quick notes on assessments. Same thing as assessments for last year. District reps, you guys are going to take the lead on running the assessment itself. We can help you find folks in your community. We've reached out to some tennis clubs in the past. I know Washington County has had some success with folks coming up from Tuscarora Tennis Barn. I know Tuscarora Tennis Barn folks will probably help Frederick as well. I believe we had folks come out, including myself, and help with Anne Arundel before, but realistically, Brian does a great job with tennis assessments himself there. So you guys all do an awesome job with tennis assessments. Same plan as always. We keep working to find a more consistent assessment plan. We just have yet to nail something down with USTA or something like that that'll really help us out. With that said, you guys did an excellent job with assessments last year. I think we had probably some of the best pairings at states and districts because you guys did really good assessments. Again, we always recommend get student athletes on a court for assessments and, get a little back and forth play going. Gives you the best idea. It also doesn't hurt. We don't require it, but do a mini assessment if somebody's really changed skill level towards October. Let us know if somebody's really changed skill level after you've done your assessments. If you have somebody that's on the fence between red, orange, yellow, yellow, green, go ahead and move them up a ball color. A lot of the times our student athletes get better and we don't have that second assessment like I mentioned in the last slide that we put on the table. But a lot of the times, if they're orange and they're like pretty good orange and they could be yellow, it's probably worth trying them at yellow. If you try them at yellow and they really struggle, we'd rather have them be a good orange ball player than a yellow ball player. But consider moving them up a ball color. Like, don't be scared to stretch their skill set and have them stretch a little bit to grow as a player as well. Again, if you have questions on this, if you have somebody that you have specific questions about what their skill level is, we can do our best to come out to a practice and take a look and support you guys. But again, consider moving them up if they're on the fence there. Quick notes on coaches training as well. Sometime between now and mid-August or September 1st, we need you guys to do a coaches webinar / briefing. Again, a lot of you guys take the slides from this and you use them to build your briefing, which is great. We really want you to also have a in-person coaches on the court training. If you are interested in getting support for your coaches on the court training, we, mostly myself, following around Mr. Jeff Abel, who all of you know pretty well, are willing to come out and help, but we got to know like 3 weeks prior to whatever your training date is. Um, Additionally, with our other resources and good connections at JTCC or Tuscarora Tennis Barn, we're going to try to reach out and see if there's coaches training opportunities with them or with somebody from there as well. But we need to know at least 3 weeks prior to whatever your training date is. We also need to know the date, time, location, number of coaches you're expecting, and how much time the clinician's going to have to use so they can build out their training agenda. If you get this all to us, we're more than happy to get a clinician out to help you on the court. Just get it to us in a timely manner so we can plan. Also, if your coaches haven't taken this class, it's a really good online, I'd say probably hour and 15, hour and 20-minute training by NFHS for coaching unified sports. It's actually also a really good opportunity for your unified partners or your athletes to learn. It's just a really good training and resource overall. If there's anything that we could also provide that you think would be a good coach's training tool or something that you've seen somewhere else or you found an online resource, please share it with us. We'd love to be able to take advantage of what you found as well and incorporate it into our training requirements. Comar stuff. I don't cover the Comar stuff too deep. For the most part, tennis is probably the oddball situation of Comar when it comes to unified sports tennis in the fall and varsity tennis in the spring, who can play unified sports without hurting their eligibility for spring, so on and so forth. All I'm going to tell you on that is talk to your athletic directors or your athletic supervisor. We want our student athletes to participate in unified tennis. We do not want them to hurt their eligibility for JV or varsity tennis as well. And we also don't necessarily want people coming from varsity tennis to play unified sports as well. We want to make sure that the opportunity is open and available for everybody to get a good experience. Talk to your athletic directors on Comar. That's not something that I dive too deep into. To do checklist stuff, you guys have probably seen all these checklist things in webinars before. The main thing I want to highlight here is make sure you get a coach contact list to us by the start of the season. The better and more accurate your coach's contact list is, the easier it is for us when we get to state tournament time to communicate with your coaches, and we're not having to come back to you to say, hey, we can't get a hold of X coach from X school about the information going to state. We need you to jump in. So please get us a coach contact sheet as soon as you can once the season gets rolling. Again, start recruiting for tennis now. It starts the school year gets crazy and busy, but if you can get people interested in going into the summer here, the stronger your turnout will be in the fall. Uniforms. Again, I think we did a really good job overall for uniforms last year. We had way less issues in tennis specifically. The main thing for the tops is that we need some sort of uniformed shirt with the team name / school on it and the Unified Sports logo. If you do not have the Unified Sports logo, we do have some patches that you can iron on. We don't have an unlimited supply of that, so if you need them, I need to know sooner rather than later so we can order more if we have to. You can access the logo from this Google folder, or you can actually access it from the tennis coach resource page as well. Reminders on uniform tops, like I just said, they essentially need to be some sort of matching uniformed top of your choice. They can be t-shirts, polos, or whatever makes sense for you guys for tennis or unified sports overall, because I know that some schools do a shirt for their unified sports across the board. And it just needs to have the team, school name, and the unified sports logo on it. When it comes to bottoms, we've gotten to the point where essentially we want as close to matching shorts, athletics pants, or sweats as possible. No crazy big wild logos on them, no leggings, no jeans, and no like cargo-y type of pants either. Khaki shorts are fine. That is allowed and fine. But again, as of right now, uniform bottoms, the main thing is we would like as best as we can some sort of uniform color. We just want safe pants, safe shoes. That's the main thing when it comes to uniform bottoms. Uniform disqualification, I don't think we had to use this at all for any sport last year, but again, we put this in as a reminder. If one half of a doubles pair is not able to play because they don't have the right uniform, they showed up in flip-flops. That means that that doubles pair is ineligible for play and they'll be exhibition play only. If we can't find safe footwear for the other person, they won't be able to play, but if they're exhibition, you could slide somebody else in so they could still play, especially at the state tournament. If for some reason you have so many uniform things that the team overall drops to below 50% of the team being able to play as pairs, there's a chance we have to disqualify the whole team and make it all exhibition. We don't want that. We didn't see that this year, and I don't think it'll be a problem. We just put this out there to let you guys know the reality and how we want to approach uniform rules. If you have students or schools or whatever that need uniforms or equipment, 2 steps to that process. Step 1, whatever school that is, talk to the athletic director first or your district athletic supervisor to see if there's financial support for that. I believe most schools should have all their unified sports in their sports budget, just like their other varsity sports. So in theory, hopefully that's there. If for some reason there's not enough funding at the school level or the district level, whatever, reach out to me. Don't reach out until, after June 30th, so in July or August. But reach out to me. So step 1, athletic director. Step 2, us. And then we'll work with you guys to support it. A couple last slides here before we get out. Katie will be reaching out to district reps. I think things went pretty well here. For the most part, she sends a weekly email and people respond as needed. There are times, though, if she hasn't heard from people, she will send a direct email or a text message or a phone call. Whatever you guys tend to work out is your best communication situation. But she wants to hear from you throughout the season. If you see something from Katie, just respond and say, hey, we're good. I got this. We don't need anything. Just continue to communicate. The biggest and best thing we can do to support unified sports is communicate. The more we know about your needs, the more we can do to support your needs. If you have questions, yet again, please reach out, send us emails. You have our phone numbers. Just reach out as early as you can, and we'll do our best to support whatever questions you have. We will have the rest of our tennis resources to get the season started out in July at some point, so please be looking at the website for that. And then other than that, thank you guys for everything that you've done, and we're looking forward to 24-25 school year. It's going to be a great year. Last year was a great year, but every year we look to get a little bit better. So again, if there's anything that we can do for you, please reach out over the summer. And if not, we will definitely be seeing you guys in August and September. Thanks.